great. I mean, that's also true. So the medical record is obvious. Wait, we didn't do the last one, did we? Did we do this one?
I can't remember.
The argument still stands, you say? No, this is new. This is what Mr. Natsume has been saying, isn't it? The pair of them drank tea together that night, so if there was poison in it, the victim wouldn't have been able to lock the door after the accused left later on.
Exactly. Ugh, me and my tea are innocent. Sweet and innocent, I tell you.
Is calling two witnesses one of the gimmicks for this game, or are these two just freaks? These two are just... Well, Gregson's pretty normal. One of them's a freak. You can tell who.
Gregson's... Yeah.
Yeah, both of the Greatest Attorney games have up to like 4 people on the stand at once.
Yeah, and they actually like
it's a
interact with each other and stuff too, which is cool.
Yeah, it's a carryover from the versus Professor Layton game, which introduced the concept.
Thank you. Hey, thank you, Professor Layton, for improving Ace Attorney.
a lot of the stuff in Professor Layton you can see as like a test drive for this game, like the type of prosecutor, the multiple witnesses on the stand,
setting,
the general,
also
like,
probably
English aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's great. I'm glad that he made that game, got out of the way so we could make these.
I'm gonna be so real with you. I only want to play the Professor Layton game exclusively so I can see Maya with a pipe like Hagar.
That's fair.
Yeah, that she deserves that.
She is excellent in that game.
Yeah, we got Mina. We have to.
I said we can. You're just gonna have to put up with me whining a lot about the ending.
Well, fine. I'll deal with it. It'll be an interesting conversation anyway. I'm afraid, sir, that doesn't follow. You see, strychnine is a slow-acting poison. In other words, it takes time for symptoms to appear. So you could have left the room up to 30 minutes after the victim drank the tea. And as long as you did that, Mr. Shamspear could have locked the door after you'd gone.
But no. We drank the tea straight away. The battle over whether Romeo or Juliet was stronger, that came after the tea. Do you have any evidence to support that statement?
No.
What evidence would there even be?
Yeah, like...
In my great homeland.
Like, we can carbon date the residue that Shamspear left on me afterwards, and that'll give us a time frame of when he drank the tea. I don't know.
Here's full video evidence.
Yeah, we filmed it. Anyway. Meaner?
Should I say it again?
Yeah, we cut you off a bunch. Sorry.
In my great homeland, the Empire of Japan, we have a saying. Drink tea.
Yeah, my man! Sure, a proverb will satisfy the prosecution. I'm afraid there's no conclusive proof to support the defendant's assertion. On the contrary, there are sufficient grounds to infer his guilt in this matter.
Oh, I want tea.
No.
I want tea too. That's a great movie.
Tea 2.
It is.
Yeah, that is a great movie. Terminator 2.
One of the best. One of the best to ever do it.
One of the best movies ever. That's the extent of their testimony, is it?
I could voice a personal opinion, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yeah. Of course. Go ahead.
You're stinky.
You smell bad. You didn't shower today.
Mr. Natsume is arguing for his innocence so adamantly and so persistently. Yet Inspector Gregson just brushes what he says aside. It's really quite infuriating.
You're right. He's a cop. I agree. Fuck cops. So we need to find an inconsistency in what the inspector is saying, I think.
I'm afraid so. As things stand, the jurors are sure to find Mr. Natsume guilty.
As I see it, what we need to focus on is the poison in the tea. Listen carefully to this testimony again. Let's listen carefully to this testimony again.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Woohoo.
Yippee! Okay. So that's true. Then there's this. So the argument no longer stands because it took, like, he obviously drank the tea at 1 o'clock after Soseki had left, right? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. That would be the assertion.
Yeah. The argument still stands, you say? I think not, Inspector. Come again? I think you'll find that you've overlooked a very significant chronological inconsistency here. A chrono what? What are you on about? According to this report, the victim must have consumed the poison at around 1:30 in the morning. And yet, the defendant, Mr. Natsume, left the victim's room at 11. Ah! Yes, that's right. There's more than 2 hours of missing time there. In other words, if there was poison in the tea that Mr. Natsume brought to the victim's room, how could the victim have fallen ill to it 2.5 full hours after the defendant left? What? Soseki, why are you yelling?
They're both just screaming.
The defense's argument is entirely reasonable. How do you respond, Lord Van Zeeks? I won't.
So dramatic.
Pray forgive the discourtesy if my mind has wandered. I was considering what cuisine would best complement the contents of my hallowed chalice this luncheon.
Hey, chat. Who wants to take bets? Hold on. Hold on.
She's setting up a poll.
Yeah, I'm not doing a poll. Do I have gambling on? Can we have gambling with yeah. Open the menu.
Let's bet.
Yes, no. Okay. Will Van Zeeks drink any of this wine before he throws it away? Everybody, place your bets.
I'd say no.
Meaner.
Yeah, sorry, I was just voting on the poll.
Yeah, that's fair. Get your channel points.
How could it have happened, you ask?
Oh.
Hey!
Hey, perfect timing.
Oh, I do hate to shatter illusions, but my Nipponese friend appears to be chasing a phantom idea.
A phantom?
Is it so hard to imagine the victim drank his tea after the accused had left? For example, at the time stated
Oh,
in the medical
fuck.
report. Yes, at around 1:30.
Mr. Natsume brought the tea with him to drink together with his neighbor. And in Japan, there's a well-known saying, drink tea while it's hot.
And in my country, there is an even more apt saying. There is nothing more refreshing than cold tea.
What?
What a freak.
Cold tea sucks. I hate you. The point is, if there was such a long gap, there may be other ways to explain how the victim came to be poisoned. Other possibilities. What sort of possibilities, Counsel?
This is.
Well, for example, the man could have had another visitor.
Another visitor? That's a very bold assertion, my learned friend, from someone who has nothing to substantiate it.
Or the victim could have taken the poison of his own volition. You suggest this may have been a suicide, Counsel?
Mr. Shamspeare has categorically denied suicide. The idea can and must be discounted.
Okay, what? Okay, did you buy a dollar store green tea that was meant to be hot, or did you buy like an Arizona green tea that's meant to be cold? Because that's like an iced tea. Iced tea is fine cold. Because that's
Iced
the
tea
point.
is like, yeah, it's not just room temperature. It's like cold and sweet.
Yeah,
It's
it's
refreshing.
literally called iced. It's a cold brew, but for tea.
I learned the hard way when I went to the US for the first time that what we call iced tea here in Canada, they call sweet tea down there.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
it's fucked up.
So I ordered iced tea, and I got what looked like iced tea, but was actually extremely bitter.
Oh yeah, so they literally just gave you cold brew then, but
Just
but
cold
tea,
brew, yeah. Cold brew in like a glass, not a mug, so it tricked me.
cold steep, I guess.
Yeah.
But he could be lying. This bitch loves wasting my fucking time. There's something wrong, Lord Van Zeeks.
I was listening to the sound of the carriage pulling up outside the courtroom. Pray forgive the discourtesy.
No.
Carriage? What carriage?
It would seem that the key player in this case has just arrived.
Okay. Oh no.
Out, brief candle. Life's but a
Oh,
walking shadow.
God damn it. This fruit.
Ooh.
A poor player that struts and frits his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more.
I'm allowed to call him a fruit.
This is yeah.
It is a tale told by an idiot full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
I feel like you're going kind of Dutch with this boy.
Dutch.
Who, sir, are you?
William Shakespeare, my lord. Alas, 'twas I, undone by these bitter events. I am the victim.
What? What's he doing here? He's the victim, of course. He has a gay little staff.
That pisses me off. The prosecution seeks to call this gentleman to the stand. With his testimony, my learned friend's futile resistance will be utterly crushed.
You're calling him as a witness? Very well, counsel. I grant your request with interest. I'm curious to discover what the court shall hear from the victim himself. Oh, he's so camp.
Happy am I, Shakespeare, to regale thee with my tale of woe, my lord. But I still have my own tale to tell. My own tale of worse woe. I am the winner of the Misery Olympics here. I can regale the court with a tale of my perfect innocence in perfect English.
That will do, Mr. Natsume. Let the court now hear from the victim. Get fucked.
Ooh, the victim.
Boo! Hate that guy!
This guy deserved it.
Hey, hello?
Oh,
Alright.
I'll be.
So that's
I'll
Mr.
be a
Shakespeare.
B-man.
But who's that other man beside him? It's his boyfriend.
Yes, I feel sure that we've caught a glimpse of that man before.
Good night, Amy.
Good night. Go sleep.
Right.
State your names and occupations for the court, please, witnesses. A writer of words so sweet they do scent the breeze, an inventor of ideas so profound they compose the earth,
You didn't write shit.
You never
the
shit.
unrivaled poet, the unmatched scribe, William Shakespeare. Were the great bard to be recalled to life anew, lo, what a magnificent man. Good fellows, I am he who ponder such a miracle, William Shakespeare.
Yeah. Great. Who wants to voice this man?
I'll be Meter Man.
You'll be Meterman because you're voicing one character in this entire thing.
I got one, and then one or two.
You got
jury
two
people, but
jurors.
They don't
yeah.
talk that much.
They don't talk much.
Yeah, you should do like a Sylvester Stallone voice for him.
I don't know if I want to do that.
No, that could be hurtful.
Hurtful. Oh, the name's Meter Man. Agent B Meter Man. Agent B.
A-Drone B.
A drone B.
Oh, I was thinking. Oh. Well, I was thinking like he beats his meat. Man.
Be my Meter Man. Oh, the jiggle.
On his chin?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Chins don't jiggle?
He has a growth.
Oh.
I work for the Altamont Gas Company, Eastern Branch Office.
Why are you doing sick JoJo poses?
Oh, I remember now. It was yesterday on Briar Road.
Oh, yes. She's right. It's him. Whoever he is.
Barry B. Benson.
That's a flashback.
Hey, asshole!
What are you doing with your bee butt over there? He, like, moves like a Tulip character, even. It's fucked up.
Poses and disappears.
Yes, we spotted them outside Mr. Garredup's house that morning. And he's a gas company employee? What does he have to do with this case? So, Mr. William Shakespeare, you are the victim in this miserable affair, correct?
Oh heaven, oh hell, do you command me to remember? That sweet poison that didst cross me and cross mine innocent lips. I subpoenaed him for the trial, with his doctor's permission, naturally. Hearing the testimony of the aggrieved will remove any room for doubt in the juror's mind, I'm sure. Behold, you have only to rearrange the letters of my name to see that me's a seraph, an angel indeed.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Thus be I noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily honest of heart, as all heavenly angels be.
Because there isn't a less contrived meaning in your name. No, not at all.
The jurors seem to be very moved by this man, I'm afraid.
They love him! They're actually taking the seraph anagram idea seriously? Well, of course the Christian guy is. Thank you, witnesses, for your illuminating introductions. But, my lord, what's the man next to Mr. Shakespeare doing here? The gas man, I mean.
What, me? Well, now.
Allow me to enlighten my learned friend. You recall, I presume, your earlier impertinence?
What?
When you suggested that the victim had another visitor to his room on the night in question. And moreover, that the victim is a compulsive liar.
What? No, I didn't quite say that.
This young chin-stroker is here to controvert your wild claims conclusively.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna do that.
Is that not so, Mr. Meaterman?
Hang on. No, I'm just here.
He's just here! I hereby call for your formal testimonies. You will tell the court as lucidly as possible what happened on the night in question.
One may smile and be a villain. Yes, it doth pain me, but let the truth be spoken. The truth that wintry night on my discontent.
Okay, man. Just rubbing his chin. Look at how he's feeling up his chin. That's gross. That's yucky.
I don't like it.
He loves it.
Give it a good fondle.
I don't like it.
The snow lay about. My neighbor did cometh in the evening, bearing a gift of tea.
Yeah, he sure did, didn't he?
But merry, bitter was his drink. And when he left, I did fall prostrate on my table.
Prostate?
Prostate.
What?
You opened your prostate. You tickled your prostate on your table.
I touched
Was
that.
the tea alone? Did pass my lips that late hour, naught else.
I was outside this bloke's window in the freezing cold all night, keeping an eye on his room.
Uh-huh.
I'm a freak, you see.
Yeah, why?
No one else visited his room but that short little round-backed Eastern fella.
Wow, man! Hey! Cool it.
I know.
Wait, what did you say? You were keeping an eye on Mr. Shamspear's room all night?
That's right. Of course, the bloke's window is all but blocked up, isn't it? But there's a little gap in the bricks where you can see into the room.
Yeah?
So I spent the night trying to keep my teeth from chattering as I peered in through that.
Why? The question is, sir, why the fuck?
Well now, that's because he's on my list.
Uh-huh.
What a piece of work is a man. Wherefore wouldst thou not stare in wonderment?
What are you talking about?
This buzzing busybody hath not part in this play.
Hath not part? That's not even correct.
Yeah, he's it's a running joke that he's not using Old English correctly.
No, not at all.
I pray thee, pay him no heed, make no more ado about his tedious words.
What did you say about me?
Oh, I get it. Meterman and...
This,
So, William Shamspeare was an elusive target, and Meterman had to kill him and find a way into the building.
I love the way that pose emphasizes his silhouette with like the scarf being like the
Yeah,
and the bag being
it's really cute.
the thorax.
It's good shit.
Calm yourself. This court is concerned with what happened the night in question. Nothing more.
Indeed, that is so.
And as the testimony we have just heard clearly reveals, there was no one other than the accused present at the time who could have carried out this crime.
Oh. Why is that lady serving so much cunt in the courtroom? I don't understand.
Turn it into the cunt room.
Shut up.
Oh my god.
Well, I believe this may be the final testimony of the trial. Yeah, I wish, buddy. Now, counsel, the defense may proceed with the cross-examination. The trial will end up exposing that Meterman's real name is the Killer. Well, no. Well, he could be like an ancestor of Shelley the Killer. Yeah, I guess he could be. Shelley the Killer is very white, though. And also like a Frankenstein. Remember, he had a zipper. He had a zipper, right?
No, he had like a stitch all the way up his face,
Oh, I thought he had a zipper.
which implies that he's been like cut in half at some point.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna press that. Let me stop you there. Mr. Natsume left your room at 11 o'clock, but it wasn't until after 2 that the poison made you collapse. That amounts to more than 3 hours of missing time. What are you doing?
Boogieing.
He's moving.
He's feeling the groove.
I be is the dancing, mine brother.
If the defendant had really put the poison into your tea, that 3-hour window of time is something you're going to have to explain.
Gladly, 'tis an easy task.
I was doing this.
What? I was doing this for 3 hours?
I did drink of the tea while my guest did tarry, but after he took leave of me,
Okay.
faith 'twas stone cold, but at 1 hour post midnight verily were my lips parched.
That doesn't sound normal.
Nay, 'tis quite ordinary, sire. After all, thou wouldst recall our fiery debate. Amidst such an argument, there'd be no time for fiery tea.
Romeo and Juliet again. And who was stronger?
Mr. Shamspeare, in summary, allow me to confirm. Did you not come here with the intention of naming your attacker?
I would hardly call it an attack.
But of course, my liege. 'Twas the stupid lover of words that attempt to shuffle me off this mortal coil.
Ugh. We all know what that means. Yeah, that's true. There should be a Dekillar in these games. I just want there to be someone who's literally called the Killer in one of these games again. Because it was so fucking funny. What a good
It
name.
really was. Shelly the Killer.
Shelly the Killer. So, you didn't have any kind of evening meal? Dinner? Supper?
Ha! Fie on luxury, fie on gluttony. To eat thrice daily is but a waste of time.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Skinny legend.
Sorry?
I would that my belly were full, no more oft than the sun doth rise.
Are you riding a horse? He's trying to floss, actually. Well, most heroic eating habits, I must say.
Night and day do I fill my hours with learned study of the great bard and playwright. Hence is it that there doth not in my chamber be then the costumes of mine art. And that would appear to be the case, as even a rodent was found starved to death in your room.
Fuck,
He's
wow.
gonna eat that soon.
Yeah, that's his dinner.
Now I think of it, it's not just food that was conspicuously missing from that room, is it? I don't recall seeing a single play or script anywhere.
For I have devoured them all.
Oh.
Oh, you ate them. You've eaten them?
Every word be within my skull. Didst thou imagine otherwise?
Yeah.
No.
Right. That wasn't misleading at all. Now, could you turn around, do you think?
Which brings us to the conclusion that the only way the poison could have passed the victim's lips is in the tea.
Beeman.
Beeman.
But the windows of that house have all been filled in.
Historical artifact of the now defunct
Yeah.
defunct window tax.
She's telling us for the third time.
Yeah, you're right there. All bricked up horribly.
Oh man, what a good phrase.
Yo, have you seen this guy? He's bricked
He's
up.
bricked up horribly.
Down around. But as it happens, there's a little part of the brickwork at the bottom corner that's been opened up. I was looking in through that gap. Yes, there were a few bricks loose, weren't there?
Did you put the soap there? And for some strange reason, a couple bars of soap lined up on the ledge outside as well.
I don't like going around poking my chin in other people's business, especially on freezing cold
Then
nights.
Okay, then why were you doing that?
But them's my orders, so that's what I'll keep doing, as long as there's breath in my body.
Okay, man. What's with all the theatricals today?
Out of interest, Mr. Meterman, after the accused had left and returned to his own
Oh,
lodging...
and his last name is Meterman because he's a meter man.
Yeah.
Yes.
His Japanese name was Decargo Meterman because in Japanese, Decargo is pronounced like Dekai Ago, which means big chin.
That's really good.
Yeah. Did you see the victim leave the room at all?
No, he never left. He was in that room the whole time, as far as I'm concerned.
As far
it was
as
nighttime.
you're concerned.
And we can therefore discount the possibility of suicide.
How can you be sure of that?
The police carried a thorough investigation of the scene and found no receptacle for the poison. And since we know the victim didn't leave his room, and hence didn't dispose of the poison's container himself, it's clear that this was no attempted suicide. Only the culprit could have removed the receptacle.
I don't think that's true. Ah, yes. Lucidly explained, counsel. Thank you. It really was. You can't argue with the logic. You say a short little round-backed Eastern fella. So you can't be sure it was the defendant, then. That's a perfect description of the defendant, unfortunately.
How many other short little round-backed Nipponese with a mustache
Well,
do
you-
you think there are in London?
You added the mustache.
That's not fair. You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Well, of course, it's only a narrow gap and it was quite dark, so I didn't notice the mustache. But he showed up at around 9, so I'm pretty sure. So I'm pretty sure of myself.
And when the person you saw arrived, did he and Mr. Shamspear drink tea together?
Nah, sorry. I couldn't say.
Helpful. Why not?
Because I couldn't see into the room that well, could I? But what I did see was the silhouette of that little round-backed fellow wearing a pretty dress. Then the pair of them started some kind of wrestling match. I tell you, I didn't know what to make of it.
Oh, man. There's like... This is on purpose, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Huh.
I suppose that was the Romeo and Juliet championship battle getting underway.
Romeo and Juliet championship battle.
Mr. Meterman, allow me to confirm one final time. Apart from the accused, can you state with certainty that no one else visited the victim on the night in question?
No question. Gasman's honor.
Okay.
I'm a gas man.
So that's the entire testimony.
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, I can't see any obvious holes at all, to be honest.
No. Oh dear. If nobody else visited Mr. Shamspear's room that night apart from Mr. Natsume, I imagine the members of the jury will all conclude the same thing.
Right, that he's guilty. Well, all we can do is press these witnesses for more information and hope for a breakthrough.
Yes.
Okay, let's... That's true.
You just try pressing the ones you know are true anyway, just so you can see if you can find any more info.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't press this one. To be clear, by neighbor, you are referring to the defendant, Mr. Natsume?
Oh, indeed, sire. Perchance thou wouldst that I call him the man from upstairs. And at what time did a mustachioed Nipponese visit you in your room? Our meeting was promised for the hour of 9, and lo, did he come to tender a gift of fragrant tea.
Man, okay. Details which are in accordance with the defendant's own testimony, yes.
And we were broiled in such a literary debate as history hath not seen before.
By which I presume he means...
Their discussion about who was the stronger, Romeo or Juliet?
I, Shamspear, did play the part of young Romeo, whilst my neighbor played the fair Juliet.
by the way, I just want to mention that if I were playing this character, he would absolutely have Lemon Grab voice. Like, 100%. He reminds me of that character that I voiced, did Lemon Grab voice for in, Thousand Year Door. Like a pirate guy.
Oh, yeah. I think the voice I'm doing for him, I'm trying to go for, like, generically, like, you know, over-the-top, Old English. But I think it's kind of straying into Pops from regular show a little bit.
It is! It absolutely is! That's a great voice, though.
It is. It's a little bit too old for him, so I'm trying to keep it a bit lower.
Cookie, Flavio is a good voice that I do, but it sucks to do and it hurts. Painful voice.
Painful.
Painful.
Each of us is dressed as would our characters be to bring weight upon our merry experiment.
I cannot imagine the scene.
Frailty, thy name is woman.
Thanks, man.
Canst thou imagine how dismayed I was? Yes, I had heard of the Eastern Jiu-Jitsu, but...
Can Soseki do jujitsu?
I can do Jiu-Jitsu, too.
Wow.
Ne'er did I dream 'twould be a skill practiced by the comely maiden.
Comely maiden.
Juliet beat Romeo up? This is not helping her case.
Oh, the homegirl abusive.
Oh, no.
I believe the court has heard enough about your earth-shattering literary debate. Perhaps you could reiterate your statement about the accused brought to your room. My liege, I am thy servant. Gladly I would do thy bidding.
All right, man.
He should
Oh!
be in Skibbity Toilet.
He should be in Skibbity Toilet. You're right. His head comes out of a toilet. What? Hello?
You.
My lord.
Goodness me. Yes, Mr. Foreman.
Oh, I've kept my mouth shut and listened up to now. Well, this is going on long enough.
Mina, it's crazy how much your Australian accents always sound like JFK. Like, I always hear a bit of JFK in there.
I think it's because of the way I end sentences.
Yeah, I think so.
Are you all with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are we to understand that you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are in agreement with one another? That you've reached a unanimous decision? Two right we have? Are you all with me?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
Yes.
Wait, no! The defense is in the middle of a cross-examination.
To be honest, I was holding out a little bit of hope for you, young man. Especially after you identified those few hours that followed the accused leaving the victim's room.
Yes, the 3 missing hours, as you put it.
But in the end, what difference do they make? Not as far as I can see.
And since that's now apparent, there's really no reason to delay our decision any longer. Like I was saying before, if I don't take 5 bob home with me tonight, the missus will blow her top. I'm not adding anything to this conversation.
What was that? Sorry, I didn't quite catch what you said.
Very well. Let the court be apprised of your decisions. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your leanings as to defendant's culpability. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Wow, his voice is... Oh, yeah, I noted that last time where I gave him a deep voice and his voice is very high.
It's very soft. Voice.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Well, we lose. Game over.
Okay, bye.
Bye, everybody.
Sasaki.
All of you? Well, it would appear that the jury is indeed unanimous. Will he drink it?
You will only smell. Maybe.
He's sniffing.
So, this time at least, it seems justice will be done. All's well that ends well, as they say.
Bro, did you forget the whole thing I get to do when... Okay, you did. Okay.
He always tries to hurry on past it.
Yeah, it's like, hey, what about that thing? What about the video game mechanic? Hold on.
This calls for a toast, I feel. To the guilty being punished.
Will he drink it?
None of his toasts will ever be as good as the first one.
What was the first one?
To your future career in the circus.
Oh, yeah, that's really good.
Get up, Mr. Naruhodo, please. The trial isn't over yet.
What do you mean, Miss Susato? Oh, you forgot the mechanic too.
Yeah. What about the information I found in this encyclopedia of British law I have? That obscure right that belongs to the defense in these situations. Remember? Eel yourself off the table.
We need a spatula for Ryunosuke over here. A summation examination. Yes, that's right. We don't have a jury in Japanese courts, of course. But here in a British court of law, if we can reverse the decisions of a majority of the jurors, we can force the trial to continue. This trial can't end now. Whatever it takes, I just can't let that happen. The defense moves to invoke its right to a summation examination, my lord. Oh!
Smell.
Why am I not surprised at my learned Nipponese friend's inability to admit defeat?
Drink your wine, motherfucker!
You choose to cling desperately to some archaic rule that you barely comprehend instead of accepting the truth.
Certainly no other defense counsel in recent times has exercised the right to a summation examination.
Because they all know that once the jury's mind is set, it cannot be altered.
Well, I have proven multiple times to the contrary, sir. Nevertheless, the right remains and must be upheld. The defense counsel's request is granted. This court will proceed with a summation examination, as outlined in the Encyclopedia of British Law. Thank you, my lord. Are you and your fellows prepared, Mr. Foreman?
Believe me, my lord, we all know about this young lad's tenacity. And we're ready for it.
We're gonna tell this guy to fuck off. Very well. In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby call upon each of you.
We're through being fair. It's time for explicit corruption.
To state the grounds upon which you find the defendant guilty of the crime for which he stands accused. Alright, let's do it.
The victim may not be well off, but he's a noble man and straight up. There's no reason to doubt the man.
Well, I do declare the good gentleman has no reason to lie. In fact, I think he's rather splendid.
Just look at the accused by comparison. He's Japanese, stoops all the while, and has a mustache. Very fishy.
Wow.
Very racist.
Very racist! There's no evidence to suggest the gangling actor is a fraudsman, for now at least. Oh, I really don't care, like, I just need this trial to end quickly.
3 hours of missing time is nothing when you reach my age, you know. Nothing at all.
Yeah,
That's so depressing.
that's like, yeah, he doesn't notice hours flying by.
He's missing years of his life at this point.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, it's just gone. He's been abducted by aliens so many times, he doesn't even know. Well, so I will note that even the judge has a mustache. I knew it. Every single one of them seems completely convinced.
It would seem that all the jurors have come to the conclusion that Mr. Shamspeare is a fine, upstanding, and honest citizen.
If you ask me, they've all been bewitched by his strange theatrical movements. He's hypnotizing them!
And sadly, nothing Mr. Natsume has said appears to have registered at all.
Well, here goes. Let's not forget. I've pleaded with the jury on Soseki-san's behalf before, and it worked. So you never know.
Before we begin, it might be an idea for me to remind you exactly how a summation examination works, Mr. Naruto.
Oh.
You know what it is. Well, you're still very new to British law, after all.
That's true, I suppose. And Soseki-san's fate is entirely in my hands now, too. There's always a chance I might have forgotten some crucial detail. Perhaps I should hear Susato-san out. I wonder, should I let her talk me through it again, or not bother? I'm fine! Thank you for the kind offer, Miss Susato, but I've been through plenty of these summation examinations already now. I think it's important that we don't delay the start any longer than necessary.
Of course, I understand, and I'm quite sure you're right. If you're confused by anything at any point, you can turn to me for advice whenever you like. I'll be here for you.
Susato's so great.
Yeah.
The key to this is really listening carefully to each juror's statement. Finding two that are contradictory and pitting the corresponding jurors against each other. Without further ado, please, counsel, proceed with summation examination. I didn't say take a deep breath. Yes, my lord.
Yay.
Yay! We should take a break. It's been
Yay.
almost 2
Yay.
hours.
I'm gonna make a tea.
Is you hungry for tea? I see.
I'm gonna go make a piss.
Oh.
Yeah.
You
Not
want
tea.
a tea, Mina?
I'll have a tea.
I kind of want a tea now too. God damn it.
They
Yeah.
were talking about.
Everybody
Tea time.
everybody go
Tea
get some
time.
everybody go get some tea. We'll be right back.